What's up, man? This is James doing another podcast. Just talking about my life, man. Hopefully bringing some value. Make sure your days is filled with growth and upward progression. Geometric progression is what I heard somebody say the other day. And that's compounding in your life. The things that you learn on a day-to-day basis over a long period of time is geometric progression. And that always results in amazing things if you keep going. You also have geometric progression in the bad things you do, and they have results too. But that's a whole nother thing. I'm not talking about that today. But today, man, what I'm talking about is knowing the difference between when you working, are you working for money or you working for the business? And this could be entrepreneurship, or this could be a person that works at a corporate job and things like that. And I was told this story today, and I thought this story was amazing about two men working at the same place, but they was in completely different places. So the story goes like this. The guy is a manager. He's been working as a manager maybe 20, 25 years. And he has a crew. And it's hot outside, But the crew is outside. The manager's kind of just sitting back under the shade. But the crew is outside working, putting the building together. It's a construction crew. And so like this big vehicle pulls up. Everybody's watching. The big boss is here. The big boss is there. Right? Come see the site. So the big boss pulls up and the construction manager is, just out there hanging with them. And then the big boss comes out the car, has his suit on. He says, "Hey, Chuck, let's talk." So everybody like, "Oh man." Like all the people that's working in the field building the building, they like, "Oh man," they talking to the supervisor because he wasn't doing nothing. Chuck get in there. He goes in the building. He talks with the guy for like maybe an hour and a half. Right. And then he comes back out and the guy leaves and, he just comes back out. So, time passed, all the guys just like, "What'd he say to you? Like, what happened?" And he asked Chuck, like, "What happened?" He was like, "Oh no, that's David. I know David." He's like, "Well, how you know the CEO? How you know the CEO of the company? Like how do you you a manager here, but how would you know the CEO?" He was like, "We started the same day." And he's like, "What?" "No, we started the same day. Like we started the same day 25 years ago." And you think about that and you're like, I thought about it. And it was like, in my mind, I had my own judgments of what happened, like maybe he was a lot smarter or whatever. But he said, "No, we started the same day, And I guess one of the people asked him, said, "Hey, so why is he the CEO?" And the guy was like, "Simply, back then when we both came to work, I came to work here for $4.75 and David came to work for the business." I understand it now at this point in my life, what he meant, because I have a business myself right now. And I also remember working at my corporate job for 9 years and I was working for money because I really wasn't engaged in the actual day-to-day business. I just did the things I need to do to get the money. But when you work for the business, it's different. Like when I struck out on my own, I really wasn't in it for the money. It was more about I did the things that need to be done to keep the business rolling, regardless if I was paid or not paid, and that paid off. But I could have easily quit in that first year and just went and got another job and got some more money, and went back to my normal salary. I probably would have been there still around that area if I had done that. But since I was working for the business, I was able to change my trajectory. I never can say that word in the business because I did the things that need to be done in between the things that you paid for. Right, man. I can remember when I had a job that everything outside of the scope of my job was very annoying to me. I didn't feel like people noticed, but now as I am who I am now, I notice it when people are just working for the money. And I treat them accordingly. Like I know they this here for the money. And I also know those same employees that are dedicated to the business, like you can tell they dedicated to the business, that they mind is working for the business when the business isn't paying them, and they come prepared the next day to win because they already was thinking about work. And the people that just think about work when they at work. I was both of those people. I was the person that did the thing for the money. And I also was I was the guy that works for the business when the business is not paying me. Right. And it's a radical difference in that. If you understand what I'm saying, You take this time to, like, maybe you can change the trajectory of your own life by understanding that people notice. Doesn't matter how good you do your job, you do it quick. It only takes 1 second for you to sit back like, oh, I'm done. The way you say I'm done lets your employer know that, like, oh yeah, they done. They just here for the money. And they might give you something else to do, but they know you just here for the money. It's that guy that says, I'm done with that, but I was looking at this over here, and this probably could need a little work on it, because the way this connects to this, it will make the business run more efficiently. That guy works for the business. Those suggestions wasn't asked for, but they are appreciated. Those are the guys that become the managers and become the CEOs because they actually work for the business. Those are things I think about as the administrator of my company. I have to think about the things in between my normal duties to keep the business moving forward. I would promote me. I would promote me. James is a businessman. James works for the business. I guess I have to. But it's a dramatic difference. And that difference can definitely take you to the next level. But you have to understand, if you're there for money, everybody's going to know you're there for money. I don't care how good you do that. If you always on time, if you always, you never waste company time, if you always working when company time is on, people going to know that you're there for just the money. It's an attitude. It's a way of talking about things. It's the things you don't do that people that indicate to the people above you that he's just here for the money. And also, even if you don't have the skills or you don't have the rank right now, people can recognize when you're there for the business. Matter of fact, I have somebody in my office, and it's one of my employees' husbands. Great guy, really great guy. And you can tell he's for the business beyond, what he gets paid. Like beyond that time when he's at work, he's still for the company. And he got an amazing opportunity, a young man, to go be at the top of another plant. Why? Because the CEO came in, seen him, and recognized this is a man of the company and wants to pull him up. Big raise, probably a big move, lose one of my good employees, my great employees, but that's a part of the game. You can't hold that kind of greatness back. Never would try, but he is for the company. I hope that makes sense to you. I hope you guys found some value in that. And no, if you're an entrepreneur out there, take your mind off the money, because you're going to seem desperate when people get a whiff that you just want the money. Like, find more love in what you're doing. It'll make you move faster. You'll be able to learn those new skills. Get that geometric progression going and kill them later. You can't do it today. You cannot do it today. You cannot do it tomorrow. But in a year, you can kill them. But you got to work today. You have to work today to kill them in a year. I promise you, that's how it works. Any other way is not right. Straight up. All right, that's all I got today, man. Peace.